lot of wool. That's a big winter coat. Big mama, huh? Hi. You got a perfect little set of twinners. You ready, ladies? Thought so. Pretty slick.
For big girls.
for my big mamas. We're gonna go out just like that.
It's not quite as smooth, but
Well, we got some little mamas and big mamas. Not all big mamas. Should be able to get them all. There's only 32. All right, we're almost done the ewe lambs. These ewe lambs have beautiful wool, so they are exactly a year old this month. So these were born last April. So we started out with these groups because ewe lambs the good thing about them is they're smaller, so Charlie can get through them pretty quick. The bad part is they're ewe lambs, so they're really jumpy. But he's done a phenomenal job. I've seen really no scrapes or nicks, which can happen especially on a rainy day because the wool can pull a little bit, it gets humidity in it. But I think because we've had such dry weather, they're still okay. And their pen has been nice and dry, so that makes a big difference. We do our best to not have them full of feed, so they haven't been fed for at least 24 hours, which is really nice because they get uncomfortable and then they start moving and kicking and belching and coughing and just not comfortable, and then it makes Charlie's job really hard. So that's the other little thing. We've actually pushed shearing up a little bit. I used to always do it at 6 weeks, and now I've pushed it to 8 weeks, and I'll work on hoof trimming next, and then I'll do their vaccination. Carissa also, if you notice that, she is also giving the first of 2 lice treatments, and this is another reason I've pushed shearing to 8 weeks, because I can do their first lice treatment now, and in 2 weeks, when I want to do the vaccination, I can also squirt the second dose, which has to be 2 weeks apart. So yeah, the system works really well. guys, this is Billy's mom. And she's got like gray hair like me underneath her. I love her color. That's a lot of wool. This one's got a little bit of wool.
Just a little bit.
That's a big winter coat. Gotta get close. Show that wool. Oh, you look so nice. For everybody that wants to know what it really sounds like when sheep haven't ate all day, tad loud. So when we were shearing, we sheared those ewe lambs that Rebecca scanned here. What are we now? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? And if you remember, when this breeding group, the ones that just lambed, when they were getting bred, I had two breakouts. I had one breakout with the rams 2 weeks before they were due to get bred, and I had a breakout like the last week. And this girl was a lucky recipient of one of those boys. So I actually got her sheared. It's kind of good I had Charlie today. I sheared her and I moved her into this pen, and I'm watching her because she's really weak on her legs. So tomorrow, if she doesn't improve, I might just treat her for preg tox. She's a ewe lamb, and it doesn't appear like she's not overweight. She's probably not carrying very many lambs, so it's weird that if it is preg tox, that it just seems weird to me. But I'm not ruling it out just because I've had such bad luck with it. So she is in a little pen. She's got some water and feed here, so we're just going to keep her here so I can attend to her. And if I have to induce her, then I may do that too. Hello, big mama. Your lambs are getting big. But you, yeah, you're still big. What have you been feeding Big Mama? Huh? Hi. What are you saying, honey? You love it. Oh, I love her so much. I love you so much. You're just a curvy lady, and you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Good morning, you guys. We had that ewe that I put in the claiming pen yesterday. It was everything, timing had worked out perfectly, and this is kind of what I thought was going to happen. I did not have to induce her because she went into labor all on her own. Hello, Mama. You're so little. You had a perfect little set of twinners. So thankfully only one caught. So these two, and it is the tail end of this group, so it's not the end of the world, but she definitely was not fed to the same amounts as these guys were. But the lambs look really good considering, but Mommy doesn't have much milk. So she's just slowly coming into it now, so we've been supplementing these lambs, which we will continue to do so. But yeah, good Mommy. I'm glad I put her in here yesterday. And she's been getting up better on her legs, so that makes me feel good. We caught her just in time. Hey, lady. Gotta get some meat on those bones. Well, today's gotten kind of away from me, but I'm here. It's about 4 in the afternoon. I'm just topping off these lambs. Carissa fed them twice this morning, and I just finished feeding the bigger twin, and I'm just gonna top up this little one. I feel like today has not been very productive. Oh, it's trying to drink. You're so itty bitty. She's coming into her milk a little bit, but not near enough for these 2 lambs. We're gonna just supplement for as long as we have to. Get Mama back on her feet. She's just so little. She's too young. This is why I don't really like breeding my ewe lambs so young. I like to wait a little bit longer so they're a little bit older. But it shows you that they can and that they will. So you have to be very careful. And we haven't had any breakouts since I started using chains instead of twine. So lesson learned there. Twice. Good morning. Busy day today. We're going to start out with pulling those cedars I put in, looks like April 1st we did that. We do use cedars. Cedars they look like an IUD. I'll get Vanna to show it off. You come forward. So they look like an IUD. So what this does is it stops the ewe from cycling, and then when we pull it, the whole point of using this is they'll all come into heat at the same time. I like these because it synchronizes the breeding group. So this is why I'm using this. And then I give them a shot, an injection of PMSG, and that helps them ovulate. So that's kind of the plan and the process. That will happen in basically 13 days from today. It's been 13 days as of today, so I want to pull the cedars, give them an injection of PMSG, which is it's an injection that just helps them ovulate. So I'm going to do that this morning, but before I do that, I want to actually go on my computer, go through the data on my Gallagher, and set up who I want these ewes bred to. Just make sure they're not getting bred by the same breed that they were sired by. It's kind of how I just book and plan my breeding groups. So it doesn't take long. I've kind of got my Gallagher set up that it's a lot easier to see and maneuver through, which took me a long time to figure out my last breeding group. When I'm looking at just my Gallagher this is kind of just your home page kind of deal. And they give you some default just columns, kind of what you have. But what I really want on this page is who I want to breed my groups to. And it was never here, and it doesn't let you change these. So what I ended up doing is using one of these things that I don't use. So I don't use draft, I don't use group. So what I do is I go in and like this should say bred to. So when I look at this, I should know that this is the rams I'm going to breed these particular ewes to. Sorry about the glare. So this is just something that I figured out how to do on my own last time because I was really frustrated. It took me hours just to try to figure out how to trick this system. This is the one thing I don't like about the Gallagher is that I can't customize these columns. I don't like that about this. You can customize in different reports and stuff, but this is the screen that always comes up. It's like your defaults, and I wish I could change my defaults a bit. But anyway, you can't, so I just tricked the system into doing this. So here is kind of the group that, I have all these groups here. So as you can see, this group, so here's these ladies were bred, like their dads are Suffolk, and these ones, their dads are Steel Rams. So what I'm going to do is breed them all to the Rito Rams, because they're not related, obviously. But down here, these guys were bred by Rito Rams. So what I'm going to do is actually breed them with the new Ritos that I have. So I bought these new Ritos last year. So I just called them Rito New. And I know who they are. And I will put them with these particular ewes. And then on my ewe lambs, I'm going to actually, they were all bred Rito. So I'm going to put them with the Ile-de-France, the Steel, and the Suffolk Rams. And it doesn't really matter who breeds who in those groups, because I'm not keeping them. Okay, Chris is just mixing up this Polygon here. So this is the stuff that we're using. So Chris is just mixing these together and making a solution. And a bottle should do 10 ewes for me because I'm giving them 2.5 mils a piece, but this is dependent on the weight of your ewe. So just discuss this whole procedure with your vet. But I do use these in conjunction with the CIDRs, and it's expensive. This is an expensive way to make my sheep want to breed, but we are doing it. So we got my ewe lambs in first. They're all in here, they all fit. There's 44 in this group. These guys are all getting bred to my Suffolk Rams, Ile-de-France Rams, and my Steel Rams. I'm not planning on keeping their babies for replacement, so it really doesn't matter really who they're bred to as long as I'm not breeding them to daddy. So this is group number 1. I'm going to go in behind them. I don't know if you can see here, but I'm just going to pull the CIDR out and give her a shot of PMSG, and then we're going to scan the tag, and it's all going to go into my Gallagher. And then I'm going to put them in the center alley for now, and then I'm going to come back with the rams and put whatever rams need to go with them to make the group. You ready, ladies? I thought so. You just pull it out, like so. Relax. Okay, here's another one. Okay. Do 2.5 mils. They're worse if they see you coming. If they don't see you coming, they don't even feel it.
Yeah.
So if you're brand new with us, we paint their tail ends kind of as a reverse marking harness. So most places around the world will put an actual marking harness on the rams, but because I have so many rams working at the same time, I don't want to come in here and interchange their crayon, their marking crayon, or their oil paint, whatever you use, all the time on, because I think I have like 35 rams or something. So instead, I actually got this from another producer. He marks the back ends and lets the rams actually smear the paint off the back ends of the ewes. So Carissa goes, once I scan them, Carissa goes behind me and puts a paint mark on their tail ends. Just sneaking in on these rams and ladies. Oh, there's some interest. Lots of paint everywhere.
Got a little paint there, lady.
Broke my rail.